Today I'm reviewing the Nugget V2 kit. Hi Vapers, it's Darth Nugget here again, bringing to you another episode of Full Steam Ahead. And in this episode I'm reviewing the Artery Nugget V2 kit. I'm not going to waste too much time talking about it yet until after we've done the up close. So without further ado, let's go into the up close where I'll show you the ins and outs of both the Nugget V2 and the trace tank as well. Alrighty, so let's go to the down view now. Okay, here we are, up close and personal with the Nugget V2 kit from Artery. You've got Artery on the side there, Nugget V2 kit one set of. And on the back you've got your QR code for testing and a little security code to see if it's genuine, and all load more details here along with a bit of information there as well, and all your usual CE markings and all that sort of thing. But what's inside the box, I hear you ask? Okay, so inside you've got a load of manuals here. You've got your Nugget V2 mod, you've got your trace tank, a USB cable for charging and updating the mod, a few O-rings in there for the trace tank, and a spare coil for the trace tank as well. Now the spare coil that comes with it is Canthol, but the one I had installed inside the tank, which I've since taken out, was stainless steel. As you can see on the inside here, just a quick start guide, tells you all the different bits and bobs about the actual mod itself. Let me show you that, there you go. And then you've got a list of contents there. Put that to one side for a second. You've got your Nugget V2 user manual. As you can see, all the different stuff here. Gives you all the sort of information you need really about using the mod. You've got the user manual for the trace tank, which is very straightforward. I'll show you that in a second. You've got your little Artery certificate, product of QC, quality control stuff. And last of all, you've got your purchase information, which I would assume, that's for your warranty card. So there you go. Right, let's take the mod out of the packet and let's take the tank out, and I'll show you these two individually. Okay, first up we've got the trace tank. Here it is in all its glory. You've got the drip tip there, standard sort of wide bore drip tip, but it does have a 510 in there, so you can put any old 510 drip tip in there you like. If you take the lid off, that's where you put the that's your top cap. Obviously you fill your juice down there. You've got a little open and close symbol here. Let me just put this back on, and this. So you've got your little open and close. I don't know if you can see that up close. Open and close, so basically you twist it one way, as you can see the little port's open, twist it the other way, the little port's closed. Okay, and that's when you're filling it up with juice. You make sure you close off the juice control so you don't flood the flood the atomizer. That's the coil itself, very simple. You just unscrew it from the base, put your new one on, screw it on, plug it into here, screw the lid on, and away you go. It's that simple. Very straightforward design. It's just about a sub tank. The coils are 1/2 ohm each with Canthol. Okay, so there you go. I've put it back together now, and yeah, the coils are 1/2 ohm each with the Canthol, and I think it's a little bit lower with the stainless steel one that comes installed, like 0.3. So it is a sub ohm tank, but anyway, I'll show you how it vapes when we get back up top. Okay, and here is the Nugget V2 mod itself. As you can see, it's absolutely tiny. Let me just... It's what, 33mm across by sort of 59mm tall and roughly 22mm wide. So anything like even 24mm tanks are even going to look a little bit big on this. I've put a few other tanks on it besides the one it comes with, and they do look a bit large, but not a problem. You've got a 510 pin in there. Just quickly grab a screwdriver or something similar. Hold on. So you've got a 510 pin here, stainless steel 510. The rod itself looks like brass, and it is very nicely spring loaded. So most of your Atties will fit on this thing. It is a 50 watt, 50 watt, 1500 milliamp battery. You've got your plus and minus there, and there's your fire button, and that's pretty much it from the outside. You've got the little USB port here for charging and updating. The little hole next to it lights up red while it's charging, and when it's finished charging it lights up blue. Okay, so now you've seen all the sides of the device. The front of the device, you've got your power button and your fire button. You've got your plus and minus. The screen itself here, the screen itself is, even on the brightest setting, you can change the brightness, I'll show you that in a minute. Even on its brightest setting, the screen is still a little dark. It's alright when you're using it in the house. Oops. It's alright when you're using it in the house, but when you go out and about, the sun does tend to stop it showing. So you've got your plus and minus there in voltage mode. If I press the two together, you've got work mode setting, you've got temp system setting, you've got temp power limit setting, auto off time setting, backlight, software upgrade update, system upgrade updating, software version, and exit. Okay, so there's a myriad of options in here. Now going into each one, let me just show you a bit about each one. Okay, so you've got your work mode setting. You go into that, you can set it for voltage mode, temp NI, temp TI, temp stainless steel, TCR mode, power mode, PMG-A, PMG-B, PMG-C, and back to voltage. Alright, I like to use it in voltage mode simply because I like to, I find voltage mode easier to use, just because I like to just set the voltage to a certain point. So I set it to 4.2 volts and let the actual mod decide the wattage for me. A lot of mods, as I'm sure you're well aware, actually do variable wattage rather than variable voltage, and therefore you set the watts, and then obviously that alters the volts and blah blah blah. Okay, so you've got work mode setting, temp system setting. Now if you go into here, you can change your temp system setting to Fahrenheit or Celsius. I prefer Celsius, so let's just go for that. Alright, temp power limit setting. So you go into that, and basically you can set this to limit how much power you want to use. So you want to use 50, that's fine. You want to use 45, 40, and it goes down in 5 watt increments, as you can see. And basically you can set it to immediately whack 50 watts of power until it hits the temperature limit. Job done. Auto off time setting. Now the auto off time, this one's set to 10 minutes. You can set it to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and off altogether. Now if you don't do that, what happens is the screen will shut off on its own after a little while. But you can actually set it, I mean I had it set at 10. Now what will happen after 10 minutes, the device will actually turn itself completely off. So it won't even be set in standby mode, so it's a real big battery saving thing. So I leave it on 10. It's a little bit frustrating sometimes when you pick your mod up and you go to fire and it doesn't work because you've left it for too long. But hey ho, it's a good little setting to have. I like the auto off function on this. Backlight. Now here's the big bugger. Right. So okay, this does round robin. Look, that's 0, you can barely fucking see it. That's 1, you can barely fucking see it. That's 2, you can start to see it. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so your backlight setting can go to 5. It's really good at 5 for indoors, but outdoor use, you haven't got a fucking hope in hell. Seriously, I don't know whether it's the screen itself or what, but you can't see that. It's not as bright as other mods I've seen. Again, this is probably to do with the battery saving capacity, considering the fact it's only a 1500 mAh battery. Alright, set that, and then you've got system software updating, sorry. And what you do with this is, when you first get the device, you have to actually put it into software update mode by holding down the plus and minus buttons, and then plug in the device cable into the side. When you've done the latest update from Artery, which is available right now, and I believe all new models will ship with the new update, you get this little bit that says system software updating. You press the button on that, You press the button on that. Hold on, let me go back to it now. So you press the button on this and it takes you into the software update mode automatically. So you don't have to hold down the two buttons where you plug in the cable and all that jazz. You just press that button, comes up with booting, and then you plug it in to your computer to do your updates. The other thing it does time out after a while. So if you get stuck in there and you think, oh shit, what do I do now? You don't have to plug it into a computer. If you wait a few minutes, it actually times out anyway. Then you've got your software version number, which obviously will change whenever you update the software. And then of course you've got your exit. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward actually. Pretty straightforward mod. What I'll do next is I'll do the temp control test, which I usually do with a nickel or stainless steel device and see if it burns the cotton. Give me 2 secs. Okay, here we are with the temperature control test. As you can see, I have my cotton in here, completely dry, stainless steel, coil reading at 0.75 ohms. I've got this set to 410 Fahrenheit, put a 420 Fahrenheit, which is the temperature the cotton burns at, 20 watts on there. Let's just see if it sets fire to the cotton. Wow. See, temp protect. So yeah, temperature protection. I can safely say that temperature protection actually does work with the Artery Nugget. Oh look, tiniest bit, literally the tiniest bit of singeing. Not anything that you need to worry about though. So I've not personally used it in temp control mode actually to test it. I've mainly used it in power mode. So I can't tell you much about that apart from the fact that temp control mode does actually work, which is really good. Right, I'll tell you what, let me put the tank back on this. Okay, and here we are, back into the slightly fuller close-up view with the trace tank all installed. As you can see, it's absolutely tiny. Let me give you an example. I'll put it next to my Helve with my Helve with the, oh, I'll put it around that way, it'd be easier, wouldn't it? My Helve there with the Cleto 120 on it, and as you can see, it's absolutely fucking tiny. I've measured it up with the Target and the Council of Vapor Mini Volt, and it's only slightly larger than the Council of Vapor Mini Volt, but to me, much better made device. Very, very nice indeed. So let's go up to the up view where I'll give it a vape and I'll let you know what I think. Alrighty? Okay, let's go to the up view now. Okay, here we are back again in the up view with the V2 kit. Now, as I explained, the mod itself is really tiny. It's got a 1500 milliamp battery inside it, and it fits in the hand absolutely beautifully. It's really tiny. As I mentioned, I've compared it to the Target and the Council of Vapor Mini Volt. The Target's ugly as fuck in my honest opinion. The Vaporesso Mini Target, whatever the fuck it's called, ugly as shit. This is cute. It's a tiny little box mod. Almost looks really similar to the old Hannah boxes. Little tiny version of that almost. Very cute, very nice. The trace tank kicking out, nice vapor, nice bit of flavour. Quite enjoying it. I use it in conjunction with my Helve during the day because I like more than one flavour on the go. And to be honest, I like it. It's a nice little tidy little mod. I like to set the voltage. So if you set the voltage quite high, interestingly, if I set it to 8 volts and pressed it, it actually goes above 50 watts. So, but obviously no one's going to vape at that sort of stupid amount. So I vape at 4.5 on a half-ohm coil. Half-ohm coil that comes with it in the box. And you've got a camphor coil in the box and a stainless steel coil. Obviously with the stainless steel coil you can do temp control, and as I showed you in the up close, the temp control does actually work. Nice bit of flavour, nice bit of vapour, nice flavour to it. I can't fault it as a little kit. Great for a night out if you don't want to take your whole mod with you and you're going out, not on the piss or whatever. Take it down the pub, perfect. Obviously you're not going to be able to run things like the Cleto on it, but then to be honest I wouldn't want to, because it's only 22mm wide and any tanks over 22mm will just overhang like fuck. Battery life, as I've mentioned, is good when using it in conjunction with other mods. There was one day where I used it all day on its own, and I did have to charge it halfway through the day because it was just getting hammered. But on about 4.2 volts it lasts a good number of hours, so it's a lovely little travel mod, perfect for the car, because I don't always like to carry that while I'm driving, you see, because it's kind of awkward to hold the wheel and lift that up at the same time. People have a go at me for dangerous driving, all that bullshit. But this, perfect little device, you know, have it in your hand all the time while you're driving, quick toot toot, job done. I've tried drippers on it, everything I put on it's red and works beautifully. Trace tank itself I can't complain about either. Coils work well. The RBA head I got with it, I didn't get to test as one of the screws had stripped out, so hopefully Bruce over at Artery will send me another one so I can actually test it out. Other than that, absolutely fantastic little mod. Full temp control in there for stainless steel, nichrome, Ni and Ti. You've also got your power management graph modes, you've got your TCR modes, you've got everything, in fact even a few extra bits. You've got everything in this little device that is present in big devices. So if I'm brutally honest, I would take this, in fact I have been using this, more than any other single 18650 mod I own, such as the iSlim TC. I mean, look, iSlim TC beats it completely. Look at the size difference. It's mad, isn't it? Single 18650, 1500 milliamp battery. Absolutely spot on. Really pleased with it, and yeah, I honestly can't, for a decent out and about mod during the day, it gives off some good vapor, some good flavour, and enough power. You know, enough power, good 50 watts. Unless you're vaping stupidly low ohms, this is perfect for your half ohm builds, yeah, your 1 ohm builds, your 2 ohm builds, you know, all the mouth to lung builds, but also good for sub ohming as well at half an ohm. See, not bad at all. So yeah, and considering the fact you can buy it from SR Vapes, I'll put their website across the top here, for only £39.49 for the kit. For they call it the Gold Rush V2 on here, but it's just the Nugget V2 kit. Absolutely amazing. £39.49 from SR Vapes, and honestly, it's fantastic. I would definitely buy it. My missus has shown a great interest in this mod. Should I choose not to use it, she said she'll quite happily take it off my hands because she thinks it's amazing. So good little handbag mod. Good little anything mod really. Take it out and about, slip it in your pocket. This is so cool. It fits in my pocket. I can vape on the street, and you know, I'm not carrying a heavy mod around. I've been using this more than I have my health lately because it's just so small and compact. See, absolutely spot on. Okay, so that calls this little review to an end for the Nugget V2 from Artery, which you can pick up at SR Vapes. Put a link to their website again there, and I'll also put a link in the description down below so you can click it and go straight to the website. Alright, okay, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel using the button above. And other than that, there's only one last thing to say, and that's toot toot motherfuckers, toot toot.